Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to It Is All a Work. Today, we have the crew. We have Dreshin here. We have Hanji Manji. Obviously, me, your boy, Big T, in the house, bringing you the reviews. We had a decent Raw after WrestleMania. It wasn't like the most fire Raw that I've ever seen, but as far as Raws after WrestleMania are concerned, made me happy. We'll go ahead and jump right in.
Rolling into all this, just throwing it out there. Condolences to O.J. Simpson's families. Juice.
Yeah.
Whether you loved him or you hate him.
Juice. R.I.P. to Juice.
Yeah, he died. Rest in peace, the man that almost cut a woman's head off. So, glove didn't fit. It's fine.
Allegedly.
Yes. What was? You know what? I can't say that. I'm not gonna say it on there. Never mind. I was gonna repeat some Chris Rock stuff, and I can't do that. I can't do that.
He did write a book about how he would do it. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't he write a book that said "If I Would Have Done It"?
Legitimately, I'm like, this is incriminating as shit. But I guess double jeopardy. You can't get tried for the same crime twice. So
sure.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. All right, so we're gonna get into it, man. So we're gonna start this off with properly. I think it was a good move. Triple H coming out to the ring. After WrestleMania, obviously everyone painted Triple H in a good light. Everybody talked about how awesome he was, how he was leading the new era. They're calling it the Paul Levesque era now. Yo, Squirrels, what up, dog? How you been? So we missed you on WrestleMania 2, by the way. WrestleMania 2 review. But yeah. So Triple H is leading us in the Paul Levesque era, the Renaissance era. Dreshin, you mentioned that they have a trademark out for that, or Cody did a trademark for it.
Trademark out for the Renaissance era.
The Renaissance era
is what he trademarked, but yeah. I haven't heard WWE use that yet. So it may be something they're throwing in, as we move forward, as we get a little deeper into things.
Sure. And, something else of note, we don't have a lot of news at the end of tonight, but I will say this. I mentioned this earlier in the week. The word pro wrestling is allowed to be used again on WWE television. So just more getting rid of Vince McMahon's archaic bullshit is basically what that is. At the end of WrestleMania Night 2, when Michael Cole went over Cody's whole story, he said, "My God, I love professional wrestling." So that stuck out to me because that hadn't been said in a long time, but it turns out that that's actually officially been removed from the books as far as being a bad word now. So it's pretty dope. So Triple H comes out to a thank you chant, or thank you Hunter chant. Triple H says, it's actually funny that you guys say that because I came out to thank you guys for making this the biggest WrestleMania ever by the metrics. So all of the numbers, TV watching numbers, fans buying tickets numbers, this, that, the other, all the numbers were the biggest that WWE has ever seen. Rightfully so, I think.
Yeah.
So he does, that whole rigmarole, and he then calls out Cody Rhodes. He says that Cody Rhodes is going to lead us into the new era, and they play a touching tribute to Cody Rhodes' career path and how he made his way to the Universal Undisputed Championship. I do have a question. I don't think I've mentioned this. Do you guys feel weird about how much they're congratulating Cody and how much, is this weird or is it normal? Is it not weird?
I've never seen the company suck somebody's dick for winning the WWE Undisputed Championship. So yeah, it's a little weird. Like he is
It
getting
is a little bit odd.
Yeah.
put on the pedestal, like high pedestal. Like, congratulations, you're leading us into the new era. I know they're blending it, but this is a lot.
Right. Like, and the crazy thing.
And the weird thing I have on it is they are going hard on Cody as far as winning it, but at the same time, if you look at the company's TikTok and the company's Facebook shorts and that sort of thing, they are hard dick riding Roman as being one of the greats in history. I watched one today that was like 3 minutes of, hey, he has the most of this. He's the only person ever to do this. He's this. You know, if he isn't the GOAT, he is one of the GOATs. And they just go on and on. And yes, what he did was amazing. And don't get it wrong, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I love the man's style. I love the man. But
You got like 3 of his shirts.
yes, I did. I pre-ordered the fucking Air Raids. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Did you really?
No.
Oh.
They haven't
I was
gone
about
up
to
for pre-order
say.
yet.
I was like, bro.
I will when they go up. You damn right I will.
No, I was like, fuck
He
that. That's
announced that
dope.
they're going up.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
So
I did pre-order the final boss pop though.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I
Yeah.
mean, you
Rock
guys
Final
already
Boss
know.
pop.
You guys already know. I got
Yeah.
it's all pre-ordered for me.
It's a problem.
So yeah, they've been riding Cody pretty hard, and I'm glad you said that about the Facebook because I haven't been active on their Facebook, and because I was like, man, like they're treating Roman like he was like this Lex Luthor, like ultimate villain. Like they were never saying anything bad about him, obviously, but like it's just the way that they're talking about Cody is that like Cody saved the WWE or some shit.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
I mean, Seth Rollins kind of said it. Seth Rollins said that he's the only one that could save us from The Rock and Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. So, I mean, maybe they're just projecting that. You know, he's the savior of WWE because if Roman would have won, it would have went into a more darker era.
Well, I will say this: Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were properly Vince's last choices for champion. So now we're in this new era. So that also makes sense. You know, I guess in a way. So I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing it. Probably am. It's my job that I don't get paid for. So anyway, so afterwards, after this tribute, Cody's like holding back these tears or whatever, and he gathers himself and he asks Samantha Irvin to announce him as the new champion again. Obviously, this is kind of a shtick between him and Samantha. You know, he wins the Royal Rumble, asks her to announce it again, wins champion, asks her to announce it again. I also think he had asked her to announce it again because she was crying during WrestleMania Night 2 when she announced it. So it was really nice to hear her, you know.
See the video of her?
Yeah, I saw it.
Like, tears, bro. Like, real tears.
Yeah, I love her, man. She's fantastic. Like, she gets into it. So she said that she doesn't want to know the outcome of any match, so her reaction is always authentic. So I think that's pretty dope. So Samantha Irvin announces him. He you know, goes and he, you know, starts out his speech by thanking Roman Reigns for being the best champion of this generation, and we get a "Thank you, Roman" chant. Cody says that he was definitely one of the great, but Cody was the one who was destined to defeat him. Cody shows his daughter video, like a brief video of his daughter, and says that she is his motivation. And again, this is all like acceptance speech kind of stuff. He then introduces himself as the champion and says that he went from undesirable to undeniable to undisputed. When this happens, The Rock's music is going to hit, and The Rock is going to head down to the ring. And he keeps trying to talk for a solid, what was it, like 2 or 3 minutes, guys? And like he just couldn't talk.
3 minutes. Booze just raining down. Sounded like sounded
they
like
pulled
Dom.
a Dom on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%. And The Rock finally is able to get out. The Rock, he does the old saying that kind of jutted him to stardom, which was, "The Rock is a lot of things, but sucks isn't one of them." He said that Philly broke the record for the biggest gathering of trailer park trash. And then he tells them to shut the fuck up because The Rock can say whatever he wants. And then we get a shut the fuck up shut the fuck up chant for The Rock. Finally, when all of this starts to calm down, The Rock still does have to push through it because the crowd is really getting on him. But finally, he pushes through and he congratulates Cody for all the challenges that he overcomes. He says that, there's no tricks, there's no pyro, there's no blood fireworks or whatever. He says he's just coming out here to give Cody his flowers. He says that Cody's mom and, more importantly, Cody's dad are proud of him, and he's not sure if The Rock's dad is proud of him for all the things that The Rock has done recently, but he doesn't really care if The Rock's dad is proud of him. He asks Cody if he can hold his title because he's never held it. And Cody says, yeah, man, you can hold this title if I can hold yours. And the crowd, you get a "this is awkward" chant from the crowd. Now, a lot of people didn't catch this. A long time ago.
It was a draw. It was a callback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago when they debuted the scratched WWE title. Dashing Cody Rhodes came out to the ring, the one with the mustache. He came out to the ring and he talked to The Rock and he told The Rock he wanted to see the title and, all this stuff. And The Rock ended up just making fun of his mustache, this, that, and the other. So it was kind of a harken back to that. But either way, The Rock gets a hold of the title and he puts it on his shoulder and he says, I don't know, something about this just feels right. And he gives the title back and he says, all right, well, now The Rock has got to go away for a while. But whether you are the champion or whether you are not the champion, when The Rock does come back, Cody, he's coming for you. Cody picks up the mic. He says, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, when The Rock said he's leaving, we get a na goodbye chant. So they usher The Rock out properly as an asshole. The Rock says that Cody may have beaten Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but always keep this in mind, is that at WrestleMania Night 1, The Rock beat him. And while Roman and his story is over, The Rock and Cody's story is just beginning. Cody says that The Rock is the boss, but he, meaning Cody, is the champion, which means that he's the people's champion and he's The Rock's champion. The Rock agrees with this, and then this is where things start getting a little weird, because The Rock tried to get this out 3 different ways. I don't know if you guys caught that. He tried to say this final bit 3 different ways, which made me feel like not only, like, it just made me feel like this was off the cuff. Like, this wasn't something that was planned. But The Rock hands him something and says, you do not have to open your hand to know what this is. Don't you ever break The Rock's heart again. And he leaves the ring. And Cody, as The Rock is walking away, you can see him trying to hold back emotion. And he puts the object into his pocket. And at this, we're going to see basically a fading away of Cody, and then we transition into all of the new champions of Raw and all of the retaining champions of Raw kind of arriving to the building. So, you guys have seen the chatter. What do you think what makes sense to you as far as what was handed to Cody Rhodes? What do you guys think?
I have no idea.
I've seen a couple prevailing theories. The first theory is just trolling, which is, he handed him an unused ticket to Black Adam.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
The more real theory that I've gone through and seen what holds the most weight across the net is that Cody had fallen on some hard times a while back and had to pawn his father's ring. A lot of this weekend had his father's Hall of Fame ring. And a lot of this weekend had a lot to do with Dusty because, there was going into night 2, the watches that Cody, Seth, and I think Triple H had that were exact replicas of the one his father had worn that Triple H gave him and stuff like that. So a lot surrounding that. And the prevailing theory on the net is that The Rock found where Cody had pawned his father's Hall of Fame ring and pulled it out of pawn for him. Yep. And that's what he handed to him.
Yeah. 2 theories. The watch, the ring. So, and I don't know, and I'm going to have to research this better. My apologies. So what I've heard is that there was a watch that Dusty had to pawn or had to sell at some point.
Yes, that's the one that Triple H had replicas made for.
Okay.
Cody has one now, Seth had one, and I think Triple H had. There were 3 that I remember being mentioned.
Gotcha.
But Triple H gave them to him. He mentioned it in the press event after the match.
Yeah. Okay.
Cody did.
Gotcha. So yeah, you got the watch. I think it's the ring. 100% do I think it's the ring. And I don't think that it's going to even be mentioned again until The Rock comes back and they start building for SummerSlam. If they
Out of
build
everything,
for
the
SummerSlam.
ring makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. And like I said, that's if they build to SummerSlam. Because they might just wait till WrestleMania. I don't think that's going to happen, but they might. They might do Rock and Cody at WrestleMania. Then do Roman and Cody at SummerSlam. That's what it's kind of looking like, realistically, as far as SummerSlam. But yeah, so like I said, we see all the new champions and the only retaining champion, which is Rhea Ripley, entering the building. And then we're going to get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ija. Is it Elijah or Ija?
Dragunov.
Yeah, Dragunov.
Yeah.
So we're going to see them go against each other. Dragunov is going to win via an H-bomb. And then his signature move, which I didn't catch the name of.
Torpedo? Torpedo.
H-torpedo or something? It's something.
No,
like
the
that.
H-bomb is that fist.
Oh, the
he threw
H-bomb.
when he was down.
And then yeah.
Then it was a torpedo across the ring that he did, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that move was crazy.
So
yeah, he looked clean. I like the way he looked, though. I like the way he wrestled.
So yeah, we brought Shinsuke up to, or we brought Dragunov up, and we used Shinsuke as a fall guy. Shinsuke's pretty much moved to a fall guy until he gets called again. That's pretty much going to be his thing. He's a better version of the Miz in a sense. He just doesn't have the talking piece. Either way, did you guys have anything? Now this match I was out of the room for because I had stuff going on. So did you guys?
So it really wasn't a super long match.
Okay.
Surprisingly, with Shinsuke.
Was it a squash?
Shinsuke in it.
Not a
It was
squash,
pretty close. Shinsuke, I mean, put up some decent offense, but really everything they threw out. I keep looking at my other monitor where I have y'all pulled up. I apologize. Shinsuke put up a good fight, but every time he'd start to mount an offense, they had Dragunov had something for it. And then, like I said, that H-bomb into that torpedo of his was just clean. I absolutely love it.
This move is crazy. I'm actually going to watch because he's putting this belt up against Trick Williams. soon. So I'm looking forward to that match. But
I
I'm
wouldn't be
really
surprised
excited
to
for
see
him to
lose it so that he comes up to the main show.
Yep, that's what I was getting at. That's what I can't wait for that.
Again, with the draft coming up, we could see several. Watching some of the NXT event this weekend, there's a lot of the talent that you saw at the NXT event that I could really see them pulling up to some of the other shows.
Yep, I'm excited for Dragunov. And if they bring up Carmelo Hayes, I'd be excited for him too. All great talent.
Yeah, you know what's funny is the recalibration here, because one thing that Vince McMahon always used to do is he would say, "All right, the Raw after WrestleMania, pal, we're gonna bring in whoever, Hulk Hogan or something." You'd bring in like a legend, or you'd bring back some wrestler from the past or something, right? Now, slowly, this has happened the past couple years, but now on this Raw, definitely, you're seeing the NXT people are the big deal now. The NXT people are the surprise, which is fantastic. So I thought that was pretty awesome to see the NXT people get their call-ups, and some of them most of them had titles, but when they lose their titles, obviously they're the next one in line. So you're getting a little treat from the next generation of what's going to be running Raw and SmackDown, which I thought was pretty cool. So we're going to get a announcement for the draft. The draft is officially April 26th, that is a Friday, and then April 29th, which is a Monday. So we're going to start it on SmackDown, end it on Raw. I'm going to do my best to post on Facebook and Reddit. G will do his best to post it on Twitter as we figure out what the picks are. We'll try to do a live, as live as we can, or whatever, a live update as much as we can. Because obviously they do the live picks, and then they do a whole set of 30 people who get moved in the background. So we'll have that list for you as soon as we can. And then we're going to go into then we're going to get an announcement. We're not going into it yet. We're going to get an announcement for our Fatal 4-Way match for the number one contender. For the title. This is going to be Drew McIntyre, Big Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and Ricochet. So, yeah, that's...
This match didn't make sense. We're not there yet.
We're not there. I was going to say, because I want to ask you why you think that, but all right, we'll hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to that nugget. I'm going to hold on to that, because I want to hear why. But we're going to move on to Judgment Day. Our next segment's the Judgment Day segment, so they're going to come out and celebrate their victories. Rhea comes out, and she says that she proved that mommy is always on top. That was basically the meat of what she was saying. She was gloating, saying how great she was, beat Becky, all this. Becky's daughter's at home calling her mommy now. She didn't say that, but, that's basically the idea.
That's basically what she said.
So then she's going to announce Damian Priest to the ring, who is going to come out and properly say that the Terror Twins are on the top of the mountain, and tells everyone to stand up for the Judgment Day. They hold their titles up, and as they're holding their titles up, the other member of the Judgment Day who got gold at WrestleMania decides that he's going to pop into the ring and hold up his title. And obviously it's R-Truth. And he starts talking, and he says, he brought gold back to the Judgment Day, or he brought the titles back to the Judgment Day. And they're all pissed off at him. And at this, the Miz is going to come out and says that he doesn't want to be in the Judgment Day. And he says, "Truth, neither do you." Because the Truth is trying to get Miz to be in the Judgment Day. Let me say, he wants Miz to join Judgment Day, which is wild. So Finn says that they need to put their titles on the line tonight against them, and instead Truth says that they shouldn't do that. What they should do is have a 6-man tag, a 3 versus 3. And Truth says, because I have a third partner that no one can see. He's right here. And Miz is what was the name of the invisible person? I can't remember.
Little
Guy
Jimmy.
you can't see.
Lil Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's
Jimmy.
Yeah,
So Miz is like, Lil Jimmy? And he's like, man, it's not Lil Jimmy, man. And he says, truth, I want to be able to see our partner. And so the Judgment Day is going to end up getting the upper hand because they're going to go ahead and attack them. And we're going to go to the commercial, and we're going to do this match. When we come back, it looks like it's going to be a handicap match. But despite being outnumbered, the Awesome Truth actually gets the upper hand when Miz ends up getting the hot tag. Eventually, they're gonna go back and forth. Obviously, Judgment Day is going to be using heel tactics and things like that, things of that nature. The Judgment Day is out there, right? So it's just like they're going to be doing everything they can to distract and this and that. What ends up happening is Miz ends up getting a beat down, and they keep Miz away from R-Truth for such a long time. And Miz almost gets the tag to Truth, but Dom pulls him off the apron, and when this happens, John Cena then comes out. Jumps up on the apron, grabs the rope, and says, give me a tag. Cena gets the hot tag and just runs roughshod on everybody. We end up getting a 15 knuckle shuffle, which is basically 3 people doing the 5 knuckle shuffle. We get a triple AA, which I think that you pointed it out, Dresh, that Finn almost got squashed. Cena almost squashed Finn with Damien, I think it was. So they almost messed that up.
Finn almost got nailed with JD.
Yes. Yep. So they almost messed that up. But they didn't. They just squeaked it in, but they ended up getting the win. So John Cena, so I guess from what I just said, we did have John Cena come out, whatever. But I mean, he wasn't even the big highlight of the night as far as people who came out, so in my opinion at least. But yeah, so John Cena comes out, helps the Awesome Truth win. R-Truth gets to wrestle in the same ring as his childhood hero John Cena, and I think that's the real story here, boys. The WWE is where dreams do come true, especially for anybody, even people like R-Truth, man. Even people like R-Truth who's losing his goddamn mind.
This Marvels have been gone since Little Jimmy. Like it's just getting worse.
I can't wait for that man to be in his 60s, just puttering around.
You know what I can't wait for? Little Jimmy to actually show an appearance. That's what I can't wait for, to prove us all wrong.
It's gonna be Eugene.
Oh shit!
Hey, Eugene coming back. Netflix 2025, baby. We done with the PG era.
Way. There's no way. I'm sorry, there's no way.
No, you're probably right about that. There probably is no way Eugene's ever coming back. So, then we're gonna switch to Bronson Reed in the back, saying that he doesn't get in the ring to win. He gets in the ring to break people, and he's gonna come out on top on the Fatal 4-Way. The story here, however, is the glitch that happened. Now, a lot of people didn't catch it. We all caught it, and we were instantly rewinding Raw, and we were like, no, hold on, what was that? So, in the bottom right-hand screen, the word hello was there during the second, it was like a 2-screen glitch, it was just a split second, but it had 2 different screens, one mess up, then a second mess up, and the second one said hello in the bottom right. Now, Dresh, you wouldn't happen to have access to that video of what they saw while that was happening, because the crowd saw something completely different than what we saw. So during the big Bronson Reed segment, they didn't see that. What they saw was the lights go out, and then there was this creepy ass song that was sung in the arena, same exact time. So if Dresh can find it,
working on it.
Yeah. So when Dresh finds it, we'll play it for y'all. But I think that we're properly going to get Uncle Howdy, and I think it's going to be.
I think they're saying it was Uncle Howdy's music.
Okay. And we are going to get a 3-month build to this, gentleman, because do you know, and I got to be honest, man, like some things in wrestling get me really hyped, and this, when I read this today, when I read this, I was so hyped. I didn't tell y'all, but I couldn't even believe it. So what people believe the plan is that Uncle Howdy is going to be gathering his members both on Raw and SmackDown. And there is a certain amazing wrestler who's going to be making their return at SummerSlam. Do you know who that is?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. And I tell you, I read that, man, you know how I feel about little Miss Bliss. I lost my shit. I was like, Tiffy can go to hell. It's
Oh
Alexa
my
time.
God.
Anyway, let me cue this up.
Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
All right.
We can't hear it.
So I just got like.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
That's all there was to it. And then here's the glitch for Bronson Reed.
Exactly what was there, and I'll be honest, guys. Like I got a little bit of like
Interesting.
feelings on this when it comes to the give me kind of like goosebumps. This reminds me so much of the White Rabbit teases when Bray was around,
Very
and
interesting.
it's still really hard to believe that he's.
So
not
he didn't
with
pause
us
on the hello
anymore.
part, but there is like a little hello in that bottom right corner at some point.
That's it. It was just those two things, but they got that little teaser in it about the music right there.
Yep. Yep. So hopefully that's what we'll be seeing here soon. Hopefully we'll be seeing a proper return as far as Uncle Howdy is concerned, as far as the Wyatt family in general. I mean, they're probably going to be called something different, but Bo Dallas, which his real name I think is Tyler Wyndham. No, Tyler Rotunda.
Rotunda.
Yeah. Is his actual name. Because it freaked me out the other day. Someone called him Tyler, and I was like, "Yo, what? So, it fucked me up. I was like, "Oh man." But anyway, hopefully we get that. That was pretty dope. Then we're gonna go to something else, which, by the way, I just want to say that I called this last week, or our last stream. I called this. Dom and Mommy are walking through the arena. And Dom walks ahead a little bit, and Mommy, Rhea, stops, looks left, looks right, and then all of a sudden a chair pops off her damn head. Liv Morgan has decided that she's just going to go ahead and beat the hell out of Rhea. Has to be pulled from Mommy. Like an actual ass kicking. Very good. Very, very good. So now Liv, obviously, the next person that Rhea gets to eat at Backlash, she'll be Liv will be fed to Rhea. That was a bad choice of words. I realized that as soon as I saw your face. I'm sorry. It was a bad choice. I didn't mean it like that. It was a bad choice of words. But Liv will be fed to Rhea.
Before all the stuff with Becky and everything started, Liv was already talking about, it being her revenge tour. All that sort of thing. So it makes sense that she's stepping up next.
Yep, absolutely. And so I'm happy to see Liv get a program. I need Liv to. The women need like a United States belt or something. Like they need another belt, in my opinion. They need one, just one would be fine. And I hope that comes eventually. But yeah, whatever. A lot of people say that WWE has too many belts. So it actually turns out that there's actually a divide there amongst fans. Some people say the WWE has too many belts. I say they don't have enough, and some fans agree with me. So yeah, I don't know.
A couple more. Just my opinion. Do a cruiserweight, 2 secondary women's titles, hardcore, or like I said, hardcore or cruiserweight. I'm happy with either.
I hope they bring hardcore back now that
rumor-
we're going into the new era.
Oh, say there's a rumor that later this year, I had a date at one point and I don't remember off the top of my head, but later on this year they're trying to bring something back akin to the old ECW hardcore days. So there is a rumor of that already.
Yeah, Netflix is going to change a lot of things. I promise you. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited for the Netflix deal.
The only thing that's going to hold them back a little bit is going to be that they're a public company, a publicly traded company. But, you know, I've said this before and I'll say it again. We're moving into this new era, this new attitude-like era, because since, what do we say, 2009, the ruthless aggression era ended? Around 2009, 2008?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
So we've had this PG era for about 14 years, 15 years, maybe a little longer, 16 years. All those kids that were 5 years old, they don't watch anymore, right? So now you need to change your content to bring those people back. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. This was all planned out, in my opinion. I mean, not Vince crapping on people's head, but I mean, like, everything else was planned out. I mean, Vince probably planned it, but you know, whatever.
He probably did plan that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the PG era was planned to last as long as it did. It just doesn't make sense for it to keep going that long.
Yeah. I think part of it is that Vince just got afraid because shareholders.
Yeah.
When you become publicly traded and you make as much money as they made, make all the bills that make all the deals that they've done, like, you know, changing your content drastically is a risky move. You know, you never know who you're going to lose, whatever. Triple H isn't afraid to take risks. So,
Good. Yep.
So we're going to move on to Indy Hartwell with Candice LeRae versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez is a little spitfire, isn't she? Like, she beat the hell out of somebody.
Crazy.
I mean, they put that thing up saying, you know, during the, if you watch the Stand and Deliver from NXT, they put up a big bit about how she's evolved over the last, like, year and a half from that very timid, scared woman just stepping into the NXT to what she is now, making sure she gets what she's after.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, I haven't really watched Roxanne Perez except from when she first came in, and I was like, there's no way this is the same person. Apparently it is, and she is a beast.
Yeah, and she
got tired of being taken advantage of.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see it's probably also easy to get lost in the shuffle too, you know, in NXT. So at some point, Roxanne, and of course it's a part of her story, but I think it's probably, you know, a little bit real as well. She was like, I'm gonna have to change my shit up in order to get noticed, in order to you know, be considered as a big player. And you know, her and Indy were revisiting a feud that they had in NXT. First thing Roxanne does out the gate, bop, slap the bitch. She's like, Indy's over here smiling at her. Roxanne said, yeah, it's funny. It ain't funny. I ain't the same bitch. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, it was nice. It was nice. So Roxanne is going to use this aggressive attitude literally throughout the entire match. And the thing with Indy, right? So after Indy got that slap, so Indy ain't no punk. So the thing is like, Indy's gonna get slapped, and then she's gonna be like, "All right, you little midget bitch, you want to do this?" And that's basically what happened. Indy. So this aggression came from Roxanne, But Indy used her height and her reach, basically, that she had on Roxanne to, like, keep the match balanced out. So ultimately, what's going to end up happening is Candice is going to get involved. Candice LeRae is going to keep getting... Well, she gets involved in a major way once. And she trips Roxanne. What this leads to, really, is Indy looking at Candice and being like, bro, what the hell are you doing? I got this. I don't need this bullshit. And this is going to lead to Roxanne coming up, hitting pop rocks. 1, 2, 3, we're done. We're done. And that's it. And then Candice gaslights Indy and pretends that it's Indy's fault, that all this shit happened. So, and the thing is like, as a fan, you know that in the back, Indy is sitting there telling Candice, like in kayfabe world, she's sitting there in the back telling Candice, she's like, Candice, you gotta stop this like heel tactics, cheating bullshit. I got it. I know what I'm doing out there. And Candice keeps on just getting involved and doing just this crazy crap. I think I give it 2 weeks, maybe next week, but definitely 2 weeks. Indy's gonna snap on it.
I think it'll be next week because this is one where Indy should have won. Indy should have won this one, but Candice LeRae intervening, costing her to win. I think she's done. Like, if she does it one more time, that's it. She's going off. She's gonna hit Candice LeRae with something mean.
Yep.
Which is interesting because Indy right now, I don't see anything mean in her. Like, she is still such a timid character, at least up here in the big leagues. I don't know if her character had some venom behind it in the past, but from what I've seen here, she's such a timid, just, sit back character.
Sorry, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
Here's the thing. My man G right here, right? And you know what, Dresh, even you, even myself, we're all nice guys. I wouldn't consider us timid. I don't think that's the right word, but we're all nice guys. And you know what, we'll allow people to talk some crap. We'll allow it to happen, but it only goes so far.
Yeah.
When the hell have you let Dresh talk some crap? Nah, Dresh mean as shit.
Look, no,
Dresh
here's the
mean
thing.
as shit.
Dresh has got a line.
Yeah.
When you cross that line,
Right.
that's it.
Right. Like,
You saw it last night.
we know, and we can't go into it. We can't go into it. We won't go into it. But I'll just say this: we know of a story where Dresh was pushed too far and he laid somebody out. It happens. It is what it is. So, but what I'm saying is, there's that line. Indy, very nice girl, probably in real life, but also in kayfabe. Very nice girl, very baby face. It only takes so much, man. It's been 5 weeks of this shit. 5 weeks on TV, man. She's been getting embarrassed on TV by who she thinks is her friend for 5 weeks straight. I think week number 6, I actually tend to agree with G. I think week number 6, she's about to get the boot of doom. She's about to hit the boot of doom.
She hit her with a boot of doom. I'm gonna be done. Just bow.
She's gonna be, oh shit.
Man, you saw her hit Maxine with that boot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say that is a boot of doom if I've ever seen one. So yeah. Again, this is one of those stories where it's like I'm not crazy and like interested in it or involved in it, but I see the merit. So, and we have to talk about it every week. So if we got to talk about it every week, why not just really get into it? So I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. We'll talk about it. We'll act like we're into it. Fine.
It's honestly something to keep an eye on. It's a story, you know?
Yeah. True.
Story.
Not to mention, Rhea needs someone else to kill after Liv, so maybe it's Indy, maybe it's Candice. Who knows? Probably not, but who knows? So, next we're going to see Sammy walking through the back, and Jay comes up and they congratulate each other on their victories. Jay says, yo, Sammy, yo, I love that title, yeet, yeet, yeet. And then Sammy says, Jay, congratulations on having legitimately the most boring match WrestleMania Night 1. No.
I mean, you wouldn't tell any lies.
That's fair. And that's basically that segment. Just a very quick segment of them congratulating each other. It's really all it is.
Not my champion.
What's that?
Not my champion.
Not G's champion. He does not like the idea of Sammy being champion. Don't worry, he's not going to be champion past SummerSlam. He's dropping that title. I promise you. That title's going to be passed around until we find another behemoth or Goliath.
Needs to be dropped at Backlash. I'm just saying.
That's
If
rough.
he doesn't play his card rights, it'll be dropped next week at fucking Raw.
Yes. So before our next segment, which will be the Sami Zayn segment, Natty's going to confront Roxanne in the back and tells her that she'll see her tomorrow night on NXT, and Roxanne responds, "Nah, you going to see me tomorrow night on my show," and walks away. Now, I'm going to assume Natty got spanked.
She well, I will say Natty was giving her some hell, but for the most part she was getting spanked, and then Roxanne had a little help, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, so Roxanne's got a buzzy. Or a buddy. She got a buddy.
Buzzy?
Oh, no, man.
Yeah,
I can't speak.
Oh, shit.
I'm still drinking. What the hell?
I got a new word out now. I got a buzzy.
Yeah.
Here's my buzzy right here.
You know what? That's what we're gonna do from now on. Anytime there's a run-in, we're gonna call it the buzzy moment of the night. That's it.
Buzzy moment.
Yeah, we gotta have something.
Night.
The buzzy moment of the night. We're gonna have a graphic that goes across the screen that says "Buzzy." Dresh, write that down.
He's gonna get it sponsored by Buzzballs.
The hell is Buzzballs? I don't even want to know. Don't tell me.
I don't even want to know.
The alcohol that comes in the little.
Oh yeah.
Are you fucking retarded?
No, I just don't drink that kind of shit. I don't know.
Buzzballs. I've never heard of it. Sounds like
They're
some
like, you
honey.
can get like mixed drinks in little. They're in a ball. They call them Buzzballs because it's like one drink's worth.
Heard that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know what they were called. I thought they were just alcoholic balls. Oh, Buzzballs. Heard.
Buzzballs. That's the company that makes. Anyway, moving on.
Yikes.
Alcoholic balls, G. Is it?
What? What is? Hey, it's alcohol. It's in balls. Alcoholic balls. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so Sami Zayn segment.
Fucking crackhead.
So, Sami Zayn comes out to the ring, and he's gonna soak the sunlight a little bit. He's gonna soak up the sunlight. You know, just walking around the ring and holding up his belt. The fans are chanting, "You deserve it," to him.
Fucking lies. Fucking lies.
And then, as we all know, we all watch the show. Hanji Manji comes out, delivers a boot of doom, and Drush does a tsunami on him.
No, I'm hitting the clothesline from hell, JBL style. Fuck
Fair
that.
And no, Drush is doing the Canadian Destroyer. That's his favorite move to do.
Oh shit.
So anyway, he says that he believes that he accomplished doing something historic at WrestleMania, even though that Gunther was the one who had an historic reign of 666 days. He said that Gunther is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, but he beat him. Fans freak out over that because they're mainly sheep. He thanks the fans for their support and goes on to thank everyone else who helped him. And this Imperium's going to come out, and Ludwig says that it breaks his heart to see someone like Sammy holding the title because of all the hard work that Gunther put into it to make the title prestigious. And now it's being held by someone who looks like he's a homeless person.
I agree.
He said the People's Intercontinental Champion looks like a bum now instead of someone prestigious. He then says that they are here on behalf of the Ring General to make things right. And they surround the ring to attack Sammy, and at that point you're going to have Chad Gable come out to the ring to even the odds. I was really hoping that Chad was going to do some crazy-ass German and just turn on him right there. But it didn't happen. They actually had a proper tag match that did not have any kind of turn. So, you know.
Match was good, though.
It was a good match.
Good match.
It was a good match. I said that it looked like they were allowing Imperium to show off their tag team ability, and I think that that's going to lead into maybe not them getting a tag team title shot, but maybe now that Gunther's obviously taking a break, maybe now they'll be in a tag team tournament. Maybe they will get a shot. Who knows?
They can build from it. I ain't gonna lie. That'll be a good ass tag team. They'll be a good ass champion.
I could see them being tag champs. I really could.
At least one go round.
And if they're going to choose, if at any point they choose to jump the tag titles around, I think it would be very interesting to give them to like Imperium and then give them to New Day and then give them to somebody else. I think that would be pretty cool. I want to see some quick title changes, and that's why when you mentioned the potential like hardcore-esque ECW title coming back, that would be amazing. I want to see some quick title changes. Squirrels mentioned earlier the 24/7 title. The 24/7 title had the ability to be something, and they turned it into a joke, and that was the problem. It ended up being a joke. And now if they bring it back and it's not a joke, I'm fine. But it was just something where people were chasing each other. It was at first I was entertained by it for about 2 weeks, and then I was like maybe 3 weeks, and I was like, all right, well, I'm done with it now. Which is about as long as the fans were.
For like 12 minutes or something too.
What's that?
So didn't Michael Cole hold that for like 12 minutes or some shit?
I don't even know. I would be interested.
One of the announcers held it for a few minutes.
I would be really interested to see the full title or the full history of the title. Maybe we'll post that on the Facebook later tonight.
Well, apparently R-Truth won it 54 times.
I believe it.
Well, that's because he beat his personalities. Wrestling with your own demons doesn't count.
Well, apparently it does in WWE's eyes because they got it 54 fucking times on there.
It's fair. But back to the match at hand, Chad's going to display obviously his superior wrestling ability during the match. He does a top rope dive. That top rope dive that he does, he's doing it about every other match now, but it's fantastic. It's one of those things that I don't get tired of seeing that. It's incredible. The crazy thing about it, and it falls within Sammy's character, but Sammy keeps getting his ass handed to him, and then Chad comes in and bails him out. Sammy gets his ass handed to him, Chad comes in and bails him out. So they're kind of building that story. And again, I think that they're building the Sammy versus Sammy and Chad are going against each other next week, but I think they're going to build it bigger than just that. So Chad's going to hit a front flip to Giovanni from the outside of the ring. That's one of the highlights of the match. There's a flying headbutt to Ludwig for a near fall, which is a big deal because the flying headbutt has not been properly used in a very long time. Just another thing where we're lifting all of these restrictions that have been put on the wrestlers. So now we're able to do Chris Benoit's headbutt again, which is great. I think they called a crossface, properly called it a crossface, which they may have been doing that. I don't know, but
they've been calling it crossface, but they haven't said the crippler because that's Benoit's move. Crossface crippler.
Yeah. We get a double triple German suplex to Imperium. Basically, Sammy and Chad do triple Germans to them. And then your finish is going to be the Helluva Kick to Chaos Theory for the win. Again, Chad Gable shined in this. It would be, as Dresh was saying, it would be just a treat for Sammy to lose next week on Raw. And then them have a proper battle, like a proper feud. He wins it from Gunther. Chad beats Sammy. Maybe Sammy beats Chad 2 weeks later, something like that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with an actual feud.
Yeah, it could be a feud. Sammy doesn't need to win it from Chad if he wins it.
Damn.
It needs to be somebody else. I'm sorry. Build Sammy differently, not the lowly loser who gets his ass handed to him for 35 minutes and then 5 minutes he just gets the strength from power, positivity, and wins. That's bullshit.
Man, that's late 1980s, early 1990s wrestling in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's Hulk Hogan. It's been played out
Man,
all through Hulk Hogan. Nobody need to see that bullshit. I thought we were getting rid of Hulk Hogan.
No.
You know, why can't we get rid of Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan's name, like they've gotten rid of Benoit's name. Why can't we do that?
Can't say that.
I did. I just did. Benoit. It's a name. He's real. He
Hulk
wrestled.
Hogan didn't kill his entire family.
He did. Yeah. What? Okay. Wrestlers fuck up all the time. They do dumb shit. They literally fly off the handles. He was still existent. He was a part of this life.
Now, hold on. Why do you
Wrestlemania? Huh?
Why do you want to get rid of Hulk Hogan now?
Why not?
But why?
But why not?
Well, we can't just get rid of people and cancel people because we don't. You know what I mean?
Okay. Why can't we get rid of Hulk Hogan? He did some bad stuff. He said bad things.
Wait, what he say?
Really?
I know what you're thinking of what he said, and yes, he did say that. And he did say it on camera. But so did Randy Orton.
So did Vince. I haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm. He said it on stream.
Oh shit! If you gonna cancel people, cancel all of them.
You know what?
If that's what we doing, we gonna cancel people for people fucking up, doing wrong, whatever. Cancel all of them.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
You're feeling chaotic again, aren't you?
I'm just saying though, like, motherfuckers existed. You can't erase somebody's existence just because they did something wrong. They were part of your company. It is what it is. Vince McMahon ran this company, XYZ. His name is plastered all over WWE. You can't get rid of that. Just like Benoit was a champion, WrestleMania 20, can't get rid of that. It happened.
I mean that's true. That is true. But they are actively trying to scrub Vince McMahon from everything.
They are trying. I mean, you can't do it. He's a horrible human being apparently. So just let him be the horrible human being. It is what it is.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what's funny? If they weren't publicly traded and this was the Attitude Era, they'd use that shit.
They would, yeah.
I say they'd put that right in his character. They would make a shit match, and whoever wins got to get shit on. That would be the Attitude Era. Like that would happen.
I mean, is that any different than the kiss my ass matches that he used to have?
Not
like, really? You gotta put your face that close to his ass. You might as well get shit on him, bro.
I gotta be honest though, William Regal. I mean, we've gone off on a tangent, and we're gonna get back on track in a second. I promise you. I apologize. William Regal should have fought Vince for real in that ring. Now here's the thing. Here's why I say that. The Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. All right, cool. It's a Kiss My Ass Club. If Vince McMahon came to me and said, "You have to kiss my ass on national television, my bare ass. I'll give you $300,000." I would do it. Now here's the thing. I'm telling you right now. I would kiss his ass for $300,000. Not a problem. Whatever. I'll wash my lips. I don't give a fuck. But here's the problem. The second that man, like what he did in the ring, the second that man said, "Look, I can make my ass do tricks," and he starts squinching his butt cheeks. No, that's when we fighting. Ain't no amount of money. It's like, that's an entirely different situation. I'm pissed off now. I'm fighting you.
So horrible. All I'm gonna say is, we all know, we were gonna get paid $300,000 to do that.
No,
that was for free.
Yeah, that was. I say William Regal kissed a man's ass for free. And was just completely humiliated. I think he's the only one who actually willingly kissed his ass too.
Yep.
So.
Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'm sorry, that was a tangent. How do we snip things? We need to snip that. So we go with Adam Pearce, and really it's Adam Pearce and Chelsea Green segment. Adam, Nick, and Ava are talking in the office to Andrade. And as he walks away, They're talking about how he has such a bright future and all these kind of things, and Chelsea Green comes up insulted that she was not a part of Wrestlemania. She says that, or they say that, you know what? You're right. You're right. You deserve your moment, and it's waiting for you out in the ring. And Chelsea says, that's fantastic. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Chelsea Green's going to go against Jade Cargill and get her ass absolutely handed to her.
So you want to address Chella? Because, I mean, this motherfucker's excited. Oh, he went away?
No, y'all can 100% sell this one. Ain't no big deal. It was a good match, I'll tell you that much.
All right, yo, Dress, I want to hear you tell. You tell why I finished my spaghetti.
Hell no, I'm gonna let you talk. Your spaghetti can get old.
Oh, shit.
You're the one that talks about the matches, not me.
That's fair.
He just talks about the abs.
That's fair. All right, so basically, hey, by the way, yo, I'm upset that his camera keeps going off. That's all I'm saying. Like, basically what's happening here is it's going to be a bicycle kick to Chelsea. And I think that she calls that, I think her version of the glam slam is called Jaded. Did I catch that?
Jaded, yeah. Yeah, it's called Jaded.
So she hits her finish. And I mean, basically that's it, because Chelsea's protesting the entire time. She's like, no. She's like, this is not what I meant. This is not what I meant. Blah, blah, blah. All this. And she gets her ass just absolutely handed to her by Jade Cargill. Obviously, Jade Cargill flips her over, sits on her abdomen, licks her fingers while she's being...
She has to stop licking the fingers. That's weird as hell. You gotta stop. Like, I get it. That's the thing.
Bro. Man, it was a fucking hilarious match from the drop because there was nothing but protest.
I will say Chelsea Green just no-sold the fucking Jaded though. Like, cause immediately after she started throwing a temper tantrum, I'm like, what?
Look,
she no-sold that shit.
Jade does not need to stop doing the pin because. Nah. No, because that's the part of what she does. It's a dominance thing. Just like when Rhea folds the girls up and the way she folds them up, it's a dominance thing. That's all it is. Ain't made to be no such way. Just because it makes Nathan happy, that's irrelevant. Nathan's got problems. All right? Look at him.
Nathan, 2 thumbs up. Jade Cargill's pin gets Nathan's thumbs up.
I want you to think about it a little bit before we go there. Now, she licks that hand. Where's that hand right before the fucking pin? That's all I'm saying.
Man, look, y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax.
What is y'all thing? I ain't thinking about all that. I didn't even. That wasn't in my mind at all. I don't know what the hell he's even talking about, to be completely honest. And don't explain it while we're on the air. Don't explain it while we're on the air.
No, it was it was a squash match, just like they do with any new superstar coming in. It really was. I like the angle with it. Instead of just going, hey, here's a match, go. There was actually a little bit of story there. It was kind of cool. Yeah, I enjoyed the story behind the match. There really wasn't much of a match to tell on this one. Other than I love Jade Cargill. You know, the little bit we've seen from her, most of it has been at WrestleMania. We know she's incredibly athletic. We know she spent time back at the training center to try and, in her own words, to refine her moveset to make her a better wrestler. And every time we've seen her come out, she has looked pinpoint sharp on all of her moves. You haven't seen her have to botch, have to think about, have to retry any of her moveset. It's all come out clean. It's all come out beautiful. So I still have nothing but good things to say about her, and I cannot wait to see where they go with the story.
Yep. And, you know, the good thing about, even at WrestleMania, you know, she ended up getting the hot tag. They made you wait to see her. She's had, you know, her debut, her proper debut, she came out and she destroyed Damage Control. Now she has this squash match against Chelsea Green. You talk about movesets and her her refining her moveset. We don't know what she can do yet, which is great. Like, we've seen her in action 3, maybe 4 times, and she's done like maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 moves. So we don't even know her full moveset yet, which is great. We're building that to where she gets a difficult opponent like Charlotte Flair or anyone who would be difficult. And then we'll really see what she can really do. So it's actually the way they're building her is very, very nice. I very much enjoy the way that they're doing this with her.
Yeah, she's got a lot of mystique around her still because of, like you said, we're not seeing her full depth yet. Everything we're seeing is just get in there, get it done, and be done.
I really can't wait to see Jade versus Nia. That's the match I'm looking forward to.
With the amount of power that Jade seems to have, that's gonna be, it's gonna be interesting.
That won't be a squash, but that's going to be good.
That'll be a good ass match.
Speaking of, just because we're on Jade Cargill, we'll back up to WrestleMania. I don't remember what they called their little 3-man team, but April 8th was the EST's birthday, so happy birthday to the EST. It's a little late, but boom.
Happy birthday, Bianca.
Don't want nobody with your hair. Shit is dangerous.
We don't want to hear that shit 3 states away.
Sound like a sniper shot.
So we're going to move on to our final few segments here and then our match. We're going to see Sammy walking around in the back, and he runs into Chad. He thanks him for the help out there tonight, and he was jokingly saying that, hey, now we're even. And Chad says now, and Sammy says, look, man, I'm just kidding. I know what you want. And holds up the IC belt, and he says, it'll be an honor to defend this against you in my hometown next week. Drew, and that was basically it. They created the match right there. Mm-hmm. Drew going against Chad in his hometown. I'm not Drew. Sammy going against Chad in his hometown. Usually when you go in your hometown, you go out on your back. So hopefully that's what happens. Maybe Gunther comes out and beats the shit out of both of them. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll probably be a Gunther interruption.
So we're gonna move into our Drew versus Jay versus Bronson versus Ricochet match. Drew's gonna come out first, and he says what happened last night was complete and utter BS.
That man completely unfucking hinged.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Mad as hell.
Ran to the ring basically, power walk. He said his moment.
Yeah, there was no, there was no walking down slowly. No. Give me the microphone. I got something to say.
And he ran it for like 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
He said my moment lasted for 5.46 seconds.
Now, on all that, we talked about it on our recap of night 2, the tweet, and then the reply from Bad Bunny. He made a reply to his own tweet later on that just says, it replies to the board at work, and it just says, fuck.
Loved it.
So amazing.
He thanks Seth for the match and calls Priest the bondage Undertaker.
That shit was hilarious.
BDSM Undertaker, yes sir.
BDSM Undertaker.
It says
that I'd say I'd whoop your ass, but you'd probably like it.
He does say that. He does say that Priest messed everything up and that Priest stole his moment, and that he's coming for him. He says that all of this happened because of that prick CM Punk. He said that he did what he promised though, which is he celebrated with his family and rubbed the wind in his face he said that from now on, with Punk, it's on site. He tries to continue, but Jay's going to come out to start the match because Jay's like, look, bro, you lost. Who gives a shit? Let's go. Jay said, it's my turn. I'm going to yeet you. I'm going to yeet all over everybody. That's what Pat McAfee would say.
Yep.
Literally, Pat McAfee yells, I'm yeeting all over myself every time he comes out.
I'm going to need him to relax. You can't yeet on yourself on national television.
McAfee, he does it daily.
Ugh.
So,
do you watch his show?
we're gonna go over the highlights of the match. So there's one hit where Ricochet is gonna hit a huge front flip off the top rope to the 3 on the outside. Pretty dope. I mean, Ricochet obviously just gonna flippy and dippy and doodah all over the ring and the outside, and that's just what he does. Bronson, on the other hand, is gonna be the exact opposite of that, and he's gonna use Jay's body as a battering ram to ram Ricochet off the apron at one point. He's going to power slam Jay through a table. Drew is going to throw Ricochet into the air and slam his chest on the barricade, and he's going to chop him over into the front row. Bronson and McIntyre are going to end up having a big face-off. It's going to end up being interrupted. There will be a big springboard 450 splash to Bronson Reed from Ricochet. And Drew is going to end up getting the upper hand, and he's going to be about to win the match, to be honest. But CM Punk is going to get involved and grab Drew's feet. And when Drew turns around and sees CM Punk has the biggest Kool-Aid smile on I've ever seen in my entire life. And this is going to lead to Jay hitting the spear, and Jay is going to win.
So with the CM Punk bit, if you have watched Twitter, X, whatever, and also he put it on his YouTube Shorts, there's a video from Punk, from his phone, of him laying on the ring, just fucking staring at Pat McAfee for like a half hour, waiting on this match. He'd been down there since like the middle of the show, just waiting. No one else knew he was there.
That's wild.
I love it.
You can see he was like looking over in between chairs and shit just to see Pat.
That's stupid. That's so funny.
I love that they're bringing the realism in it. It's so fantastic.
The age of the social media lets them play so many angles that they couldn't have played back in the day.
Exactly.
That's so good.
Because Punk is going to do shit like this all the way up until they get their match.
The video from Punk, the tweeting from Drew mid-match was fantastic.
Yeah, the second that CM Punk actually becomes cleared to wrestle, Drew's going to attack him immediately. Like that same night,
he's going to instantly be uncleared to wrestle.
Yeah.
So you think he's gonna wait till he's cleared, huh?
No, I don't think he really will.
No, I think if he gets his hands on him at any point, if Punk fucks up and he gets his hands on him,
right,
it's not gonna be good.
Right.
It's not gonna be free. He's not waiting for him to be cleared.
I also believe at this point, anyone that has a match with Drew McIntyre until that happens needs to have their will signed. Because Drew is just unfucking hinged.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. He was pretty unhinged in the match during WrestleMania with Seth. He actually forgot to pull his boot off of that Claymore. Seth has a black eye right now from the boot, the heel of the boot hitting him.
Yeah, that Claymore was out of pocket.
That Claymore was real as hell.
It was real. Like I said, Seth has a black eye from it.
That was from months of just build up and shit. He's like, yeah, I can't wait. Ah!
So I said this match doesn't make sense. And, Jey Uso, I've talked about, I'm a Jey Uso fan. I like Jey Uso. I like his energy. I think he's a bit of a crackhead, but I like his energy. Unopposed. Now, when he was in that match with Jimmy, I don't know where the hell that energy went. Because in any other match, he's got that energy. He's got that fire. But when he was against Jimmy, like you said, it was just Superman kick, Superman kick, Superman kick, Superman kick. Fuck. I just don't see Jay in this fight. I don't see Jay. Jay hasn't proven himself in anything other than he beat his brother. Why the hell is he in contention for this belt? You know, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's a big man. He's a good man. He won the Andre the Giant. I get it. But he doesn't make sense here. Ricochet lost this belt. Well, not this belt. He lost the Intercontinental. And he's looked good. But again, he hasn't. I don't know why they're shifting him here. He still feels like he needs to be back, maybe fighting after the Intercontinental again, not fighting for the World Heavyweight. I would have liked to have seen Gunther in that ring. I would have. There's 3 or 4 other wrestlers I would have liked to see besides Ricochet, Jay, and Bronson. That's just my opinion.
I will say, Gunther, it's too soon for him to get in contention for another belt just yet. Just because he just lost it, they're not gonna. I
understand he just lost it,
yeah.
but still,
I get it though.
You know, there's a few people. It just I don't know. That's just my feeling. The only person. Good.
No, I was just saying Ricochet's he's recently just been let loose to do all of this stuff. Like this hasn't been going on for a while. It's just happened in the past 3 weeks, maybe a month, if that.
The last month or so, he's looked really strong.
Like other than that, he's been a jobber because I don't know. Like you rarely see him in matches, and when you did see him in matches, he was getting his tail stomped. But I don't know. Jay is just we talked about his match with the Tribal Chief back last year, but as T pointed out, you know, he was kind of carried through that by Roman. You see, I mean, it was still a good match. It had a lot of emotion behind it. But again, he was carried. Bronson Reed is just big, you know. But who else could have been in the match?
So I can shine some not not professional wrestling, but I can shine some sports entertainment on it. So your reason for Drew is obvious, right? So we'll just skip over that. Jay, you're looking at someone who just won against his brother at WrestleMania. You're looking at someone who has won just about every match that he's been in, aside from. I mean, he's had matches with Cody recently. He's had matches with Shinsuke recently. He's had and he's done well, very well. And because of the hype that he has, because of his attachment to the bloodline, because you know, again, the hype and the adornment from the fans, that gets him in that spot. Now, I think that he's been inserted into the wrong spot, but as far as the decision itself, I understand it. Now, when we're looking at Bronson Reed, this is just something that they've done. It's just like King of the Ring, right? It takes the place of King of the Ring. So, if you win King of the Ring, then you're automatically in contention for the WWE title at some point. So, if you win this Andre Memorial Battle Royal, you're going to get your shot. Now, Bronson just lost, which I assume means that he's going to go back down to the Intercontinental, you know, realm, which is where he actually belongs. Same thing with Ricochet. So Ricochet's been on a winning streak, and he's just been going through people like they're nothing. And because of that winning streak, they kind of, you know, put him in there. Not to mention, if we're going outside of sports entertainment and we're just looking at the booking aspect, the big four is what you really need to worry about, and as far as PLEs and everything in between is filler, right? So we just got off of WrestleMania. All right, who's Cody got to go against to go to Backlash? We can't give Cody Drew because that's too big of a match. that's too big of a match at Backlash. So what we do is we'll give him main event Jay. All right, cool. And then they can build like a friendly rivalry. They're two faces, whatever. Let's say that it's going well, and then Jay might be about to win, and then Drew gets involved, or Drew gets involved, or Roman gets involved, or Jimmy gets involved, or Solo gets involved, or whoever gets involved, and then Jimmy has this other feud, and then, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's all just building. They can't just give us the cake every time, unfortunately. So they've got to give us these little pieces, which, in my opinion, I almost expected Bronson to win, just because it would be a monster for Cody to defeat. So feeding Cody a monster makes sense.
After beating the tribal chief, yeah, that would have made more sense than feeding him Jay, who's gonna get an interruption by either his brother Solo or somebody from the bloodline. But I guess not Cody, but Damian, because he's going after Damian. But it still just feels like it's.
See, and that's where this gets
same
weird,
thing with Jay. Just
he doesn't need the monster. Damian is the fucking monster. No offense to anybody. That's what Damian is.
Mm-hmm.
You know. He comes in and he just crushes whatever they put in front of him.
No, this is for Damian.
No, this was to go against Damian.
Oh,
yeah, that's why Drew was in it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's why we're like Jay versus Damian. It's gonna be an interruption by the bloodline. That's all it is, because that's been Jay's.
But isn't this
last 10 matches?
Isn't this just an I want to see the bloodline? Don't worry about it. We have the bloodline at home type deal, because instead of fucking bloodline, now you've got the Judgment Day. So Damian will retain half of the time just because, Dom will come wandering out in his diaper and go, ee! And, interrupt the match.
Maybe, but I mean, Damian really doesn't need help.
No, Damian doesn't need help, but that's a Judgment Day tactic, and you know it is.
I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like Damian doesn't need the interference like the rest of the Judgment Day members do, except for Rhea. Rhea and Damian are legit the only ones that really don't need interruptions or interference.
The Terror Twins, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're good. Everybody else, Finn, definitely Dom, because Dom is just garbage.
Dom needs backup at all times. JD, like I've said, JD has been nothing but a joke. And like I talked about the other night, the whole Finn Balor, Finn needs to go back to the demon aspect a little bit more, because when he was and you said they only bring him out for special things, but his demon character was a beast. He was awesome. Yeah. Going back and watching those matches, I loved seeing him. Now he's almost as big of a joke as McDonough. The only reason he's not is because Damian jumps in, does his shit first, and then feeds Finn the crumbs.
But I think that's what they're doing with Finn. Finn's more of a background player at this point for Damian. Like if Finn was the focal point like he used to be, then yeah, they'll bring out the demon. But right now, this is Damian's time. Finn is just, the background cheerleader, waving his pom-poms and helps out when need be. But
putting on people every now and again.
Yeah, but right now this is Damian's time. So I get why they're doing it. But then who knows? Maybe Finn gets jealous. Maybe he wants the belt again, because they had that little spat when they first started.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That Finn that might be one of the breaking points of the Judgment Day, is that Finn ends up wanting to have the title. It always happens.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
what makes it?
Well, I was gonna say that was the end of Raw.
Yeah.
I'd say not a crazy Raw, but definitely a setup for your next for starting the setups for your next pay-per-view and things going on down the line.
So
that felt very
as far as Raws after WrestleMania, that felt really tame.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming.
Well, you had all of your former superstars taking a break now. Now everybody's on vacation.
I mean, they dick rode the hell out of Cody in the beginning with the segment with The Rock and the special video that Paul brought out on the fucking what looked like my high school's AV setup and stuff like that, you know. But it really felt underwhelming.
Oh, yeah, it was a decent Raw. It just felt like for it to be the one after WrestleMania, I expected a little bit more. Like, oh shit, they're here. Oh no, they're back. You know, because I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently they signed Jacob Fatu. I would have expected an appearance from him. That shit would have been awesome.
Saw something about he's going to NXT.
I
remember. I don't have the article pulled up, but it was officially announced that he's going to NXT.
Yep. So yeah. As far as news is concerned, what do you guys want to talk about?
So the biggest news of the week I got, one is about WWE and the other two are AEW, which is a little odd, but the biggest is Seth Rollins has been pretty much put out of commission for a little while. You know, he did his match with Drew and got hurt pretty good during that match, and then when he was doing the match with Cody, trying to help Cody out, there's an audio recording that I can't find right now, but it's him telling the ref, he's like, "Look, I'm hurt bad. You know, I'm legitimately hurt at this point." That's hard for him to come out of character like that. So Seth is going to do more than take just a little break, it looks like.
Yeah, they say he was crying after the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I don't think he was crying because of pain. I think he was crying because he knows he's got to be gone now.
Yeah, he needs a break.
There was an audio recording of him telling the ref that he was legitimately hurt.
Yeah.
So.
I say he was legit carried out by Randy Orton. So.
Oh yeah. And then you have AEW releasing the CM Punk video, which was tantamount to professional suicide on their part, it feels like. I don't know what they were trying to gain with releasing it, but the backlash that has come back to them from even their own fans seems to have done a hell of a lot of more harm than it did good.
Yeah. Just Tony Khan being a fucking moron.
I don't know why you would release that, like even set a precedent to release that. Like, what was the purpose in that? To try to make CM Punk
that's that. I don't even understand why. There was no way that we were helping your company with that at all. But the fans are again running with it. If you check AEW's Wikipedia entry right now, evidently they're based out of the Jaguars Stadium in Florida, and CM Punk is a part owner of the company. So.
Interesting.
And then my other one is the main event from the most recent AEW card. Really feels like they had no artistic vision at all. So what was our main event at WrestleMania?
Cody versus Roman. Yep.
The AEW main event was Samoa Joe and Dustin Rhodes.
That's why.
That's once again. I want to watch this. Nah, we got this at home.
We got the Wish version. We got McDonald's at home.
Like
we got food in the fridge.
It's like, where is your artistic, thought of your own? Do you have a thought in your own head? Because it's your version of the exact same fucking match.
No, it just seems like AEW's just because they started off hot. I can say they started off hot. It was a great concept. Fresh talent along with some signees from WWE, with some veterans, some old guys. It was hot. It was popping. It was good. And then it just seems like, it's getting repetitive. They're getting to WCW kind of standards.
Yeah, now you got Dustin out here saying, I'm going to complete my tail.
You got to finish the story. And then I got to
finish the tail.
I want to complete my tail.
You got Dustin out here starting his quest. Oh man, but I think a lot with the entrance of, I don't know if there's an official name other than the Paul Levesque era going around. Like I said, Cody has the Renaissance era trademarked, so that may be what they end up calling it. But I think with the entrance of this, there is going to be a lot of wrestlers flocking back to the WWE. Ones that have stepped away in the past because they had creative differences with Vince, because I know there have been several that did that. I hope to see some of them come back to our world where we see them more frequently and let Paul use them to their full effect.
Who would you be excited to see come back?
Of ones that I've thought of recently, I know that he was released with Braun Strowman was released at one point, if I remember right. I'd like to see Strowman back.
He's still under contract.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still under contract because
I heard he'd been released.
He was at WrestleMania. He was at the bar across the street and with fans and stuff.
Yeah, they've made a lot of secret contract deals, especially regarding the Wyatt family members.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the last time I had heard about him, he had been released that wasn't very long after COVID, when the company was doing the cutback just because they needed to bring the floor down.
They did release him at one point after COVID, but they brought him back. Same with Eric Rowan. Yeah. Eric Rowan is currently under contract as well.
I don't know that.
That I didn't know.
Eric Rowan was part of the Wyatt family.
Okay.
Orange or red beard.
Yep.
But those are the only real things I've got. I was looking up, trying to see if we had any updates on any other injuries or anything. They have not released an injury report other than Seth. We know the Tribal Chief is on hiatus for a while. I posted a video or a message in our chat earlier this week saying that right now it looks like the next time we will see the Tribal Chief in action is the SmackDown before SummerSlam. So we've got a good while before we see him again. I don't know if that means we won't see Paul, if we won't see the Wise Man in that time frame either, but it appears Roman is taking some time. Obviously not leisure, because he's posting on his social media he's already back up in training, but he's taking some time to get his head back in the game, as it were, because Triple H did mention in the press conference that Roman's story is not done. Roman has a lot more to offer, and that we're not going to believe what they've got for him.
Very good. All right. G, you got any news?
Nope.
All right. Well, you know what that means? That means that we have put episode 20 in the bag. So episode 20 of It's All a Work. Love doing this. We're going to be back on Sunday to review Smackdown. Smackdown goes down tomorrow. We got a lot of new things in the bag coming. We got a lot of new ideas and things like that coming down the pike. It's been a very, very interesting week, WrestleMania weekend and things like that. My dog is telling me he has to go outside.
You need to pay attention to Sam.
Yeah, I say Sam is. He's over here telling me he gotta go.
He said bark, bark.
But either way, like I said, we will be back on Sunday. As for now, we might jump off and do a little Call of Duty. So if you're not on Hanji Manji's Twitch, go ahead and jump over to Hanji Manji's Twitch. He might be streaming. So
we'll see.
If you want good news and if you want good reviews, you're coming here to It's All a Work. And my friends, like a broken record, I'll say it again, we will see you on Sunday. Have a great night.
He out.